That's weird. That's weird. Kind of weirding me out.
You are a sad, strange little man.
Crazy. This is crazy. This is crazy. Isn't that weird?
That's weird, man.
It's strange.
What's up, campers? Welcome back to Camp Strange, episode 58. I am your camp counselor, Alex Sobin.
And I'm your other camp counselor, David Stokes.
And we're back to bring the spooky, wacky, weird, strange, and vulnerable.
Oh.
We're very vulnerable.
Okay.
But, yeah, we're back, and we got some more news stories for you, and we also got some more long stories for it. Do you hear that?
What is that?
It's like, sounds like someone's walking. I mean, we're not used to this yet, but, like, it sounds like someone...
Look who
hello.
it is.
It is none other than my dad, a.k.a. Papa. And introduce yourself.
I just came in to see what you guys do. I listen to it every week for a podcast, and I often like to, kibitz on some of the stuff that I know about your stories.
He does call me, and he gives me, oh, why didn't you tell me you were doing that story before you did it? I could have told you some stuff about it. I'm like, well, I don't tell anybody. I just kind of do it. And
well, I brought one along with me. If you guys will let me give me.
He did bring a story.
We would love it.
But before, by the way, his name's Chris Kitt. It's not Chris Kitt, but I just called you Dad Papa, but his name is Chris, but he goes by Kit, like Kit Harington.
I didn't even know what his name was, and I got in here and I introduced myself, and then Tobin just said, "It's Papa." All right, so now I know what his name is.
It's Kit Harington, and he's just as handsome,
if not more.
I've got a face made for radio.
And I get all my looks from him. So
it's like looking in a mirror.
So, like I said, we got some news for you. So we're going to tell you, I guess I'll start as, David, I think I have your dream job here, as Domino's is offering a dream job as garlic bread taste tester. But there's a catch. You need 5 years, a minimum of 5 years of eating, or garlic bread consumption, I guess. And they put an ad out that said, "You butter believe it, we're looking for someone a little bit crunchy, but mostly warm and soft on the inside to help taste test our world-famous garlic breads at Domino's headquarters."
I'm honestly not that big of a fan of garlic bread. Like,
okay.
It's good, but I'm not going to,
You son of a bitch.
I don't know.
I'd literally set you up with this dream job and you do this to me?
Yeah.
You shit on me?
It's not my thing, man.
Papa, I got you your dream job, okay?
I can't handle the gas too well.
No, you're not eating gas, okay? You're going to be eating garlic bread.
I've made pizza before.
And no one wants this garlic bread job anymore. I mean, that was the quickest news story ever. I just thought that was very interesting. And I would love to see the person they get for this job. I want him to be 800 pounds, and I want him to only eat garlic bread. Because that's the only person I trust to tell me if it's good garlic bread or not.
Yeah.
What about the gentleman you met at the Giants game?
Who did I meet at the Giants game?
When,
No.
Was
there an 800-pound man I met at the Giants game?
Yeah, Subway.
Oh, my God.
You met Jared?
I took a picture with Jared from Subway before he was a known pedophile.
I didn't know that. We need this photo now.
I've been trying to get it for years. We took it on a disposable camera.
Yeah.
And my aunt can't find it. I don't know if I want. I'm putting it on a shirt.
Yeah, that's good.
I have bleached tips in that shirt.
Oh,
in that picture. So
that phase lasted a while, didn't it?
Yeah, a little bit longer than I probably should have. But he threw out the first pitch at the Giants game, and
that was because my sister sang the national anthem.
Oh,
she did that day. Oh,
yeah,
that's right. She's like an opera singer lady. She's an opera singer lady.
She's
without the Viking horns.
Yeah, no Viking horns. But yeah. So let's. I don't like to talk about that. Can we go on to the next news story?
Yeah. So parents learn adopted daughter that they believed was 6 is actually an adult con artist with dwarfism.
Okay, that's that movie. What's that movie? The Orphan? Did you see that movie? That movie, The Orphan, they like adopt a girl who they believe is like 10 to 12 years old, and they find out that she's like
just an evil spirit.
No, she's like a 40-year-old like Russian girl with like rotten teeth, and like she was wearing like caps.
That's the important part.
Well, it just makes her more sinister and scary if you got rotten teeth, and she tries to like kill them, and I can't remember that movie, but that's fucking terrifying.
Yeah. Can't trust the little ones.
Yeah.
Does she get the inheritance at the end?
No, I think she gets murdered,
Okay.
which is a nice second
usually-
consolation prize.
Yeah, it's usually one or the other.
Yeah, exactly. So, but my next news story here, which is getting a lot of talk recently, I actually had some people send this in because they were very concerned, but UFO videos that are not meant to be made public confirmed as real by the U.S. Navy. So, did you guys see this at all?
Yeah.
So apparently these UFO videos leaked from the Pentagon, which how does it leak from the Pentagon and why they'd be like, yeah, it leaked from the Pentagon. But they're saying they're authentic videos and that sometimes they capture this unidentified aerial phenomena and that sometimes when these UFOs are near like warships or like jets and stuff like that, they'll reveal themselves. I don't know why. Maybe to show that they're like not trying to get one over on them, but they said the crafts are described as solid, white, smooth with no edges and look like an elongated egg or tic tac, which is also very interesting because it kind of blows up the notion of what we've thought UFOs were ever since like the 40s and 50s, because we always thought they were like the circular, the classic UFO looking one, but I guess they've upgraded and they have Teslas now, guys.
Yeah.
Elon Musk built them a Tic Tac.
Yeah.
And we're just trying to get our hands on a Tic Tac right now.
The one that I saw was lime green.
Are you talking about Teslas or UFOs?
UFOs.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, ooh, a lime green Tesla. Wait, where did you see yours? Do you actually see one?
No, but
Well, I'm a fucking liar.
when I moved into town up in Sonoma, California, I was reading the police report, and in the police report were 3 separate reports of a green Tic Tac slowly moving its way up the valley.
Are you serious?
Yeah. And
When was that?
Oh, 1997.
Oh, wow.
And I just thought that, wow, look where I moved into.
So I guess they've had the Tic Tacs for a while. That explains their minty fresh breath when they're a millimeter away from my face, when they have me on that nice cold slab.
Oh.
Ooh, you smell minty. I ate all the orange ones because they taste like candy. Chris, my roommate, ate a fucking 100-pack of Tic Tacs the other day.
Yeah,
And he's like,
I
"They're 80
found the
calories."
case in your couch.
He got like the Costco pack and he ate all of them in one sitting. He ate like 100 mints.
Oh, in one sitting. I thought you meant he just did them all at once, like a big mouthful.
He was having a rough night. He thought
Yeah,
they were
sounds like
Tic
it.
Tacs.
That's a Guinness Book thing.
Honestly, I was like, oh my God. And he's like, yeah, I like candy. I'm like, that's not candy. That's mints, dude. You can't be doing that. That's psycho shit.
I had a friend who, those, like, the Mio...
Oh, yeah.
like
you
the-
squirt them into water.
Yeah,
and
you
they-
squeeze them into water, and they had the energy ones. My buddy bought one of those, thinking it was like a 5-hour energy thing,
He shot it back.
and he put the whole thing in a glass of water and drank it, and ended up in the hospital.
Why? Because it has caffeine in it?
It was like, his heart wouldn't stop beating, and so he went to the emergency room.
Oh, fuck.
He didn't get much studying done that night.
Those 5-hour energizers. I know 2 people that have had one. One had 2 heart attacks from it at 38, and the other one, an 18-year-old boy, died.
Oh, my God. Are you serious?
Yeah.
So say that stuff never even phases me whenever I've tried to take it.
Yeah, I mean, wait, did they have a heart attack or 2 heart attacks in the same 5 hour, or did they go back to 5 hours and be like, that was a one-off heart attack? It probably wasn't the 5-hour energy. It was that Subway footlong I ate.
The 38-year-old did it twice
Oh,
and
my
had
God.
heart attacks after both times.
Oh, no.
The 18-year-old, it just happened on the first one. So.
Well, I don't think there was a second one for that one, but
Might
yeah.
bring him back. That's fucked up.
Damn, that's bad. I'm sorry. Okay. Well, I think that's all. We're caught up on news right now, so
Yeah.
let's try to get into these stories.
What about-
But first,
Yep.
we have to talk about our brave sponsors who are slanging the smoked beans. Yeah, we're talking about Spring Heel Jack. And guess what? This time we have a customer testimonial as my father drank it for the first time this weekend. We'd like to hear your testimonial right now, sir.
I was impressed with the way you pressed it, and then
It was a French press. I put it in a French press.
the foam around the top was a very robust brown. And after
He's
two,
accurate.
after 2 cups, I was pretty juiced.
Yeah, yeah. He goes, can I get a cup?
Papa Juice. We got a Papa that's
They call him the
juiced.
Jose Canseco of the coffee game. But yeah, he was like, "Oh, can I get another cup of that?" I'm like, "You need to calm down, Tic Tac guy." But no, it was. I mean, like I said, I swear by it. It's good coffee, and if you guys want some good coffee, at some good prices, and
What I liked about it was it wasn't bitter.
no, it's really smooth. It's really good.
Yeah.
It's not like. I mean, we also had some diner coffee this weekend, which I love diner coffee. Diner coffee has a place.
Yeah.
It's like, it's nostalgic. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You're like, oh, I like that. It's shitty. It's like fun.
Yeah.
But if you want like some good, if you're having a rough morning, you need some strong stuff, get yourself some Spring Hill Jack, put it in a French press that down, and have a good morning. It's good prices too, and you get it on Amazon.
Yep.
What's not to love about that?
Oh, yeah.
Amen.
Amen. Amen. Anyway, okay.
I
That was our
wasn't following on that one.
sermon. That was our sermon for today. Our Spring Hill Jack sermon. So go to springhilljack.coffee. What, Stokes?
.coffee.
.coffee.
It exists.
Yep. So let's get into these stories that we got. Now, David, I assume that in your 29 years you have lived on this planet, you
Yep.
have experienced things that one may call once in a lifetime. We use the expression to honor an event or experience of great importance. Like watching the Cubs win the World Series, attending your favorite band's reunion tour, spotting Jimmy Smits in a Walmart and begging him for a picture even after he repeatedly claims that he is not in fact Jimmy Smits, but then you ask him to do the prom pose thing where you're in the front and he holds you from behind and he agrees, but your Meemaw is the one trying to take the picture on your iPhone, but she can't work the phone because she has a Samsung Galaxy and she really just is playing Words with Friends open and she accidentally just played the word moo and got you 6 points and she's fucking up your overall score. Once in a lifetime things.
That was great because that gave me time to Google who Jimmy Smits was.
He was in Dexter.
He was in Star Wars.
He's in a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
He's in Law and Order, I think, too.
Probably. Who hasn't been?
So, well, sometimes in this wild world of Jimmy Smits lookalikes, there is a specific event that truly is once in a lifetime.
Did you pick Jimmy Smits because no one looks like Jimmy Smits?
I want to interject Lou Diamond Phillips.
Does he look like Jimmy Smits?
I don't know. You'd have to look that
You're
up. too.
old. Lou Diamond Phillips. No one knows who that is. But I don't know. I just picked Jimmy Smits because I saw him on a billboard the other day, and I was like, he's obscure and funny, right? I don't know.
And I think Lou Diamond Phillips is a stretch. Maybe he's a little brother.
Well, like I was saying, sometimes in this wild world of Jimmy Smits lookalikes, there is a specific event that is truly once in a lifetime. But once in a lifetime things aren't always so pleasant and fun. Sometimes they are mysterious and terrifying. Because this is the story of the Halley's Comet Panic of 1910. So, for those of you who don't know what Halley's Comet is, it is a short period comet visible from Earth every 75 to 76 years. I assume most people know what it is from that Hey Arnold episode. Am I correct in saying that? Not you.
I'm pretty
Not
sure
you,
I saw
Papa,
it.
But maybe. So you guys know what Halley's Comet
Yeah, I
is?
think I saw it. When was the last time it passed?
You did not. You weren't born yet.
You sure?
I think it was 86.
I remember it from Mark Twain or Samuel Clemens.
Oh my God! Don't! You're ruining the end of my story. This is the problem when I invite you on. You shut up right now.
Okay.
Okay.
So this is
God
where you get it
damn
from.
God damn it. Okay, so I'm not gonna let you talk. Don't bring up his name again. And like I said, every 75 to 76 years, and is the only short period comet visible from Earth with the naked eye. Technically, on Wikipedia, it says it's also the only naked eye comet that might appear twice in a human lifetime. So that first paragraph is a fucking complete lie, apparently.
Okay.
But I don't know who's living for over 76 years. Not me. I'm
I
going
hope
out
not.
at 50 in a car on fire over a cliff
Okay.
with a car full of sour straws.
Listen to Kids Bop.
Listening to Congratulations by Post Malone sung by 12-year-olds.
I'm giving myself 2 more years, so you know,
This episode's going to be worth something in 2 years.
yeah. Save the album.
So, also, if you're not 100% sure on what a comet is an icy small solar system body that when passing close to the sun warms and begins to release gases, a process called outgassing. This produces a visible atmosphere or coma, and it sometimes also has a tail to it. So now you guys are caught up on, Halley's Comet and what comets are in general, because you don't really kind of know what they are. I feel like people just go, "Oh, shooting star," and you're like, "Oh, do you know what that is?" And they're like, "Yeah, it's a fucking shooting star. It's a star."
What more do you want?
And you're like, "No, that's not a star."
Is there another one similar to Halley's Comet that passes every now and then?
Kohoutek.
Maybe that's one I saw.
Ooh,
Because I remember I saw one that
glad
passes
you're here,
every
'cause I
couple
didn't know
100
that.
years or whatever.
Is Hale-Bopp the same thing as Halley's Comet? Oof.
Not Hale Bop isn't the same.
Okay,
but,
well,
I
I
thought
didn't
that was a
find
music genre.
but similar.
Kids Bop is what I'm thinking of.
okay.
That comes
I thought
back.
it was Kids Bop, but it was Tony Hale singing all the songs.
Oh, wait. It comes back every 23 years, right? Pennywise, right?
27.
Oh, fuck.
Right?
So, yeah, you're probably right.
I don't know.
So, Halley's Comet was first actually recorded by astronomers in 240 BC, but its visitation every 76 years was first determined in 1705 by English astronomer Edmund Halley, obviously, after whom it was named. But on May 6, 1910, Edmund Halley's name wasn't the name being discussed as the comet began to approach the Earth, but instead the recently deceased England's King Edward VII, who was believed to have been the first omen of this comet as he died. So this comet was slowly coming towards Earth, and the king died, and they're like, "Oh fuck, this is like a bad omen. Something bad is about to happen," and it only is about to get worse because see, at this point, everyone knew that Halley's Comet was on its way. But this time was different as the comet was especially close to the Earth and was actually able to be observed via spectroscopic analysis. That's a thing. Spectroscopic analysis, and discovered that the toxic gas cyanogen was residing in the tail of the comet, which led Camille Flammarion to claim that when Earth passed through the tail, the gas would impregnate the atmosphere and possibly snuff out all life on this planet. So, he was technically correct from the spectroscope that there was a gas in this tail, but people were very skeptical about whether the gas could even reach the Earth and I guess snuff out life, because this comet was so small compared to the Earth. So so at this point, everybody knew.
You tell that to the fucking dinosaurs.
Or the cows that exist now.
Or the cows.
Yeah, they want to. Yeah,
They're from space.
Are they coming on a comet?
Yeah, they're frozen in the comet, and when they entered the atmosphere, it warmed them up, and they brought it back to life when they landed in the ocean.
Where'd they come from?
McDonald's.
Planet McDonald's.
McDonald's moon.
Oh, that's why they're everywhere.
Wasn't there a creepy moon in the old McDonald's commercials?
No, you're thinking of Zelda.
The Late Show?
Oh, wait a minute. Yeah.
Maybe it was the Late Show, or was it McDonald's?
There's a
he was in like a silver tuxedo, and he had big old sunglasses.
He was a moon?
Yeah, he was a real crescent moon.
Oof.
He was one jazzy
What
fellow.
were they promoting? Their crescent-shaped hamburgers, which were just hamburgers with giant bites taken out of them? Try our crescent-shaped burgers. We didn't take a bite of these, we swear.
Oh, it was a McDonald's ad.
Oh,
And boy, is
fuck.
he creepy. Holy mackerel.
Well, that's who
A
they
dan-
were afraid he was going to jump off the comet and come kill them all.
A dancing silver star.
He was a dancing silver moon.
Oh.
And everyone was afraid he's going to come down and put everybody in a sleeper hold. Oh, that guy's fucking terrifying. He has glasses. Is he smoking a cigarette?
Oh, yes, he is.
It looks like he was smoking a cigarette, and then they last second edited it out.
They're like, wait, we sell fast food, right? They're like, well, that goes hand in hand with cigarettes. You're going to
Yeah.
be doing both at this point. So, like I said, at this point, everybody knew about this info and began to panic, looking for the coming omen, starting with the death of the king. The British also figured that it was an omen of a coming invasion of the Germans, while the French believed it was responsible for the flooding of the Seine. I don't know what that is. I'm guessing that's some sort of river in France. So other astronomers believed and pronounced loudly that it was going to cause the Pacific to change basins with the Atlantic, and the primeval forests of North and South America to be swept by the briny avalanche over the sandy plains of the Great Sahara, tumbling over and over with houses, ships, sharks, whales, and all sorts of living things in one heterogeneous, massive, chaotic confusion, which I literally could not figure out. I could not picture what the fuck the guy was talking about. He was just like, the oceans are going to switch and everything's going to fall off a cliff.
Basically, two tidal waves coming across each other, and they've stopped that theory, and they've gone on with the polar exchange and the winds hitting 600 miles an hour. So that's an older theory.
So they switched from tsunamis to hurricanes?
Yes, exactly.
Oh, that makes more sense. You know, that damn that damn moon man from McDonald's coming over and making all... Stop! Why you every time you around it's so windy, moon man? Why?
Mac tonight.
I'm blowing all the smoke from my cigarettes in your faces. Would you say Mac tonight?
Yeah, I think that was the slogan for it, was Mac tonight.
That's not a good slogan.
It was Mac tonight, breakfast tomorrow, I think.
A little racy.
And repeat that fucking cycle until you die.
Me, I'm kind of leaning towards the Hamburglar.
Yeah.
Oh, he's more, yeah.
See, I like a good grimace in my closet.
I don't know any other characters. There was a general in there somewhere. I went to McDonald's and they had a general in like a car on our mural on the wall. And they also had like these little, like, they look like mop heads and they're different colors and they'd like walk around.
Yeah, there's the weird yellow bird.
That's
Mayor McCheese is maybe who you're thinking of.
That's... yeah.
But there's also...
love
but,
me a Mayor McCheese.
but there's also Officer Big Mac.
Arch enemy of the
Okay,
burglar.
let's not, that might be a real police officer.
Oh, my Lord.
And let's not, we don't want to
We
overstep
really-
Mayor McCheese. That
Yeah.
might be the new
don't know where his
guy running
jurisdiction
Canada
is.
soon.
Birdie the early bird was the weird little bird.
Man, this is a really Halley's Comet really took a McDonald's turn, like it always does. So let's get back to this, because the newspaper, The Times, reported about the rumors of the toxic gas that cyanogen is a very deadly poison. A grain of its potassium salt touched to the tongue being sufficient to cause instant death. They put that in a fucking newspaper.
But it drives horses crazy.
I think that's the basis of the California gas chamber, cyanide potassium.
Yeah, but this is cyanogen. Cyanogen?
Yeah.
I know I said something else, but I mean, that might be.
That's
the
a
same.
gas, but I think they take the bag of cyanide,
I guess
dip it in the
it says
water.
potassium salt, so yeah, I guess. I don't really know what that is, but like, yeah, they basically just said this goes on your tongue from this gas, and
You did.
you're gonna.
But they said that about LSD, too.
Oh, did they?
I don't know.
So should I be on a ladder when Halley's Comet flies over and be like, give me some of that sweet air?
I'm still alive.
What? Oh, that's true. Oh, so it causes brain damage.
Pretty much. I cannot remember actors' names for the life
It's
of me.
true. He's been in L.A. for 4 days. And he's, oh, you know that guy with the shoes? You're like, what are you talking about? But so
When I was young, we only had 4 stars.
Milton Berle, Rock Hudson, and their brothers. No. So, like I said, it's going to cause instant death. But there was one problem with the reporting, according to other astronomers. One astronomer, Percival Lowell, noted the gas was so rarefied as to be thinner than any vacuum and therefore posed no threat. But much to his chagrin, it was too late. So he was just like, this is not going to cause any harm. It'll stay in the atmosphere. You guys don't have to worry about this. But they already printed the newspaper, and like they said, bad news travels faster than good news. So the wave of panic was on. So, like I said, the wave swept over the world as gas masks flew off the shelves, and people even began to fill their keyholes with glue and other sticky materials to keep out any gas, which is actually what the government told everybody to do in 2003 after 9/11. They said if there's something going on, duct tape all the keyholes in your door because they might have like some kind of like sarin gas attack or something like that. Like,
Don't worry about underneath the door, just the keyholes.
I know that's the thing. I'm like, I don't think my windows are like sealed enough. I could hear
Hell
so
no.
much shit through that. Like,
Well, you just use a wet towel for the door crack.
I get nervous when I get the guy washing my window outside. I'm like,
Oh,
hey,
yeah.
sir, you're going to get all my books wet, sir, please. But, so they're filling their locks with glue, which means they're stuck inside the house too. Others used the panic as a way to make money. Fraudsters hawked anti-comet pills, with one brand promising to be an elixir for escaping the wrath of the heavens, very fun, while a voodoo doctor in Haiti has said to be selling pills as fast as he can make them, and also 2 Texan charlatans were arrested for marketing sugar pills as the cure-all for all things Comet. But police released them when customers demanded their freedom. How good of a salesman are those guys?
Yeah.
They literally just stole money from everybody and they got arrested. And they're selling you sugar pills. And they're like, this is bullshit. You release them right now. You released Mary McCheese. I don't know. This heart attack was natural. They did not give me this heart attack. That burger is heaven sent. And those cigarettes are from God. But yeah, so they got him out of prison from...
Well, you know what those 2 guys went on to do, right?
what?
They made Tic Tacs.
Those are sugar pills.
There you go.
I saw Chris like on the couch with those Tic Tacs. He's like, Comet's coming. I was like, what, dude?
His mouth's all orange.
I smoked too much weed, dude. The Comet's coming. Yeah, he has a big orange ass stain around his mouth. Just blew a pumpkin.
Were you eating buffalo wings?
I just blumped into pumpkin.
As a diabetic, if you ever see me in that state, I
Pop sugar pills in your mouth?
No.
Comet's got him.
Just call an ambulance. Because there's no getting the sugar out of me.
The ambulance showed up. We did all we could. We shoved 50 Tic Tacs in his mouth. Like,
He looks all sugared up.
well, he was alive. He choked on these Tic Tacs. So it was also reported by West Coast newspapers. This is my favorite part. By West Coast newspapers, that a shepherd in Washington State was reported to have gone insane with worry about the comet. I think we call that anxiety nowadays. While in California, Ripon, a prospector nailed his feet and one hand to a cross, and despite his agony, pleaded with rescuers to let him remain there. So he tried to crucify himself.
Oh, I thought you said penis.
No.
That was feet?
Feet.
Okay.
But it is a foot long if you're asking.
Him and Milton Berle.
Yeah, exactly.
Good old Milton.
good old Milkin.
Don
So
Johnson.
Meat packing Milton.
they called him Mayor McCheese. He was the Hamburglar. Yeah, he just straight up nailed his feet to a cross in one hand because you couldn't do the other hand, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
And he couldn't get any willing participants. And they're like, dude, you gotta get off the cross. He's like, no. Jesus is gonna be like, I recognize that guy. He looks.
This
you
guy's
remind
cool.
me a lot of me when I was younger. Let him. Sorry.
Yeesh.
Oh, sorry. He's the one who did it, not me. Jeez. Okay. Jesus. So, as most of you probably know, the comet passed overhead and absolutely nothing happened. People in the streets danced as they survived the apocalypse, except for everyone in Atlanta because the weather was so overcast that they weren't able to see any of the comet. But they did originally state that the clouds kept them from dying of the poison gas. So there's like, we love that it's overcast over here in Atlanta. And they're like, no, you guys just missed the comet. No, like, no, we fucking like it that it's overcast. We didn't want to see it. It saved us. So like, everyone's alive except for the guy that nailed himself to a cross.
And Samuel Clemens.
Shut your fucking mouth. You're such an asshole.
Don't forget.
I literally have this last paragraph that was supposed to be a really cool reveal. And guess what? It's not anymore. Because in the end, the comet was just a gentle reminder to everyone that we are all susceptible to death at any time. But the person who knew the best was actually born in 1835, just 2 weeks after Halley's Comet passed over 76 years prior. The man stated in 1909, just a year before the comet was to return, quote, I came in with Halley's Comet in 1835. It is coming again next year, and I expect to go out with it. It will be the greatest disappointment of my life if I don't go out with Halley's Comet. The Almighty has said, no doubt, now here are these two unaccountable freaks. They came in together, they must go out together. The man who spoke these words died of a heart attack on April 21st, 1910 in Redding, Connecticut, one day after the comet's closest approach to Earth. The man was one of the most prolific writers of his time and still is today. Some knew him as Samuel Clemens, but you may know him by his more notable pen name, Mark Twain.
He did the Twilight books, right?
He did all the Twilight books.
That's what I thought.
Well, he did a lot of fan fiction. You know, like
Yeah, the blogs.
Yeah, he didn't make the Twilight books. He did a lot of coloring books though. Like he did.
Yeah.
You know, like the pig left the barn. Like he was known for that.
It was more like the back of the menu at Red Robin, but
I like for no one who can see this, my papa's over here trying to interject and tell us what he actually wrote, and we just keep going, and he's like chomping at the bit, being like, "You guys, he wrote Huckleberry Finn."
No, I was trifurcating.
Well, I don't know what that means. Ooh, you Samuel Clemens. Oh.
I know. I just split it into three. One other outer space prophetic issue was pitcher Gaylord Perry.
What about him?
For the Giants, he was taking batting practice one time. And after batting practice, a reporter yelled to the coach, "Hey, when's Gaylord going to hit a home run?" And the coach laughed and said, "Man's going to land on the moon before he hits a home run."
Oh.
And the day of the moon landing and the man walked on the moon, within 90 minutes, Gaylord Perry hit his first home run.
Whoa.
That's awesome.
When was
I'd
Lance
never heard
Bass
of that.
on the moon? Because he was the first. He's going to be the first man on because you know the moon landing's fake, right?
yeah, they filmed it a few blocks away.
Lance Bass of NSYNC is going to be the first man on the moon. If you didn't know that.
Lance?
Yeah, Lance.
You clearly don't listen enough. We'll go into that later when we get paused. But that is really interesting, though. Because, yeah, he's a pitcher. You don't hit home runs.
And he was a bad hitter, too. So
Oh, really?
That was just a little side trivia.
No, that's awesome. I've never heard of that before.
That's cool. But, yeah, so Mark Twain was born with Halley's Comet, and he went out with Halley's Comet. Isn't it crazy that, like, a year before he was going to die, he's like, I'm going to be super disappointed if I don't die next year. Everyone's like, "Oh, man, you're going to live for a long time." He's like, "Fucking go give me a Big Mac and a cigarette. I'm going next year." But that's very similar to the cult Heaven's Gate, I believe.
Applegate or
It's
Applethwaite?
not Applegate. Christina Applegate. No, Heaven's Gate. They all wear like Nike tracksuits. We'll probably get into them a little bit later in the podcast. But they all wore Nike tracksuits, filled their pockets with like $8.50 in quarters, and laid with like purple triangles over their faces. And they believed that when one of the comets, I think it was like a Hale-Bopp or something like that, came by, that they were gonna like jump on it. It might have been Halley's Comet in like '86, and they all took like cyanide and killed themselves. And it was like super creepy. They just believed that they were going to jump on the comet when it was close to Earth.
Well, now we don't have to do that story.
The preacher's name was Applethwaite or something.
Oh,
The crazy white-haired man.
Oh, okay.
They usually are white. I mean,
And they usually have white hair because they all that cyanide make your hair white. Anyway, yeah, that's my story of the 1910 Halley's Comet panic. So go put some glue in your locks, dudes.
Once again, thank you for letting me chime in with
Yeah.
a story. This story is from my youth. When I was about 15 years old to 18 years old, we'd pile in the car and we would head on out to this exclusive neighborhood.
Exclusive, as in
It's
like rich people.
Very rich people, like about, probably 6 to 10 million.
Did you say where you were? Where you're from?
Yeah, I'm from actually from San Bruno, California, and the peninsula is my stomping grounds.
So it's right next to San Francisco for anybody who doesn't know San Bruno.
Yeah, we have the big fire there, but there is a high level exclusive neighborhood called Hillsborough, California. And let's see, it was about 1915 that there was, a long time ago, they were the transportation moguls, and it was called the Pullman Railroad Car Company. And basically, the heiress, her name was Harriet Pullman Carolands.
sounds like a rich broad's name.
She was hot.
Was she?
I don't know.
Hot and rich.
Yeah,
Sign me up.
It would be like the equivalent of the Rolls-Royce heiress.
Oh, really? That
Yeah,
big?
That big.
Okay, that's cool.
But unfortunately, over the time this period, they started to build this house in 1915. It took many years to build because of illness and some financial ups and downs.
And like after 5 years after they've glued all the locks,
Yeah.
they're like, there's a lot of construction going on. That Comet came over, we glued all the fucking locks.
There's 98 rooms in this place.
Holy shit, that's a lot of glue.
And
How do you stop at 98?
That is kind of fucking fucked up.
Two more.
It's described as 4.5 floors. What's a half floor?
Is that an attic?
But that almost sounds usable.
know.
Toilets, all the bathrooms might be up there.
I don't know. I think it's just like a crawl space where
Shit goes downhill.
you use like a Ouija board or some shit. You know?
So anyway, moving on. So we have it was built as a French chateau style in the actually early 1900s, and it was built for $1 million, the equivalent today of $25 million.
Holy shit.
It was originally on 556 acres, and they were the best acres on the peninsula.
Is it bad that I don't know what how big an acre is?
Yes.
People are like, oh, that's like 300 acres. I'm like, oh, it's probably like $150, right? They're like, it does 300 acres. I'm like, oh, that's $300, like $1 an acre.
$1 an acre.
Is that like a square foot? I know what that is.
Well,
I know how big my fucking foot is.
Noah misjudged the cubit.
I don't know what that means.
I don't know. That's how big they were built in cubits back then, I think.
Oh yeah, no, they don't have those anymore. We switched to the American systems.
Yeah.
No more cuberts.
So, and the reason I bring up the size is because
Oh, they always bring up size.
It's usually a lie.
That's the biggest I ever seen. Oh, you never seen a bigger bus than this? It's just the bus stop. We're talking about buses, right?
no train cars.
Okay.
Trains. The reason I bring it up is because this house has such an odd history that leads up to the culmination of something that is very disturbing. Harriet Pullman Carolan built the house. She was the heiress to a Pullman rail car.
Kind of a Winchester thing we got going on here. We got some
Rich people didn't know what to do.
broad want to build a bunch of rooms.
Back then when it was legal to, buy people and hunt people, now they gotta hide it more. So back then they just build houses to show off their wealth.
Yeah.
Before they got the house done, she ran across illness. She passed away. The family lived in the house for a very short time. The husband was so was so hurt by her death that he ended up moving out. The house stood vacant for many years, and over time, it fell into disregard and leaked, and it was finally
My house leaking again.
I'm always leaking.
yeah.
Ever since my wife died, I've been leaking. Sir, you're gonna have to get out of this Holiday Inn.
So anyway, I'm just trying to tell the story because I know I listen to your program. You guys are so funny, and I'm nervous.
Oh,
Yeah. So anyway,
you're too sweet.
it was bought by Countess Lillian Remillard Dandini in 1950 for $80,000, and it needed to be fixed up. So it was from there. It was donated to the city of Hillsborough, and then went to the state of California. In the early '60s, it was looked at by President Kennedy to be what he called the White House West.
Oh, that's so fucking
That's where he would hide all his mistresses.
No, honestly, I mean, it makes sense because Kennedy was one of those guys who's like that family alone. He's like, oh, I'm just gonna buy this house just for my family. Just for my immediate family. We have 98 rooms because we have 120 cousins and they're all cursed.
Do they have the awe bar there from the?
Who's that?
That's
another occultist thing that we were gonna go into.
No, that was the incident at Florida Beach, or
is that the one where we drove off the bridge?
No, where somebody got raped and they blamed it on the Kennedy.
That family, I swear, we're gonna do a whole episode on that family.
Well, here's another family. It was bought in 1985 by the Johnsons.
Johnson & Johnson?
Yeah.
The
I don't-
double Johnsons?
I
The
don't
double
know.
J's.
You're the biggest Johnson I've ever seen. The other brother's like, I'm kind of big.
Oh, look at me.
You're 3 feet tall, Johnson.
He's the second Johnson in the name.
And so anyway, what happened was,
Oh, hit the table. Fuck. This guy he's like Link, he's an
So-
orator over here. He's like, we can't stand for this.
so they, so what happened was they purchased it, put $20 million into it, and
Holy shit.
after it was completed, the city said, you guys got to hire constant guards and maintain the grounds.
And by the way, this is like, we're at like $50 million now that has like been put into this house in like modern day money.
And out of the 70 years, probably it was lived in for about 25 to 30.
Wow.
It stood vacant. And as a high school student, we would break in and we would run through the halls, break some windows. There was beautiful furniture in there.
Yeah.
And but there used to be some satanic stuff going on in there too.
Yeah, I feel like any abandoned building, that's just a good place. You can't draw blood on your walls and not get yelled at by mama.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to go to the broken window shack and summon some demons there.
From Damon.
So after being forced to maintain the mansion and hire full-time security, what happened was it drove away some of the looky-loos that would come in like us. But one day, a couple of kids, 2 girls, Janine Grinzel and her best friend, Lori McKenna, both 17 from Burlingame, California, pulled up to the darkened grounds at dusk. And as it was scary enough during the daytime, night was falling, and they ventured towards the front door of the property.
See, this sounds like a fun Scooby-Doo cartoon, but
No dog.
I have a feeling that it's not going to be good.
No dogs.
Those darn meddling kids.
That's those satanic kids, not meddling.
It was just such a night when the sun dipped behind the mountain, and they parked their car, and they found themselves in front of the mansion's
Munchkins.
front door.
Oh, fuck. Oh, we didn't know they took over. You're getting Mark Twain up in here.
Yeah, if
the mountains and the sun.
President Kennedy hadn't worked real hard to purchase the property and had obtained it, they might have been stepping into a tour. Instead, they were greeted at the front door by the devil in a security guard uniform.
Oh, shit. Just the guy that you think's going to help you?
His name was David Allen Rayleigh, a security guard.
Oh, fuck.
Now I move into...
And they always have the 3 names. You know that. You know why they do the 3 names, right? Because there's
Satan.
there's another. Oh, because Satan has 3 names. No, because there might be another David Rayleigh out there, and he's just like, what the fuck? But like, if you're David Allen Rayleigh, it's a lot less likely.
Yeah, don't go tweeting this guy now.
I mean, they're like, fuck you, David Allen Rayleigh. He's like, not me. It's not me.
One of my good friends is David Carpenter, and not the trail
After
side
the
killer.
Oh, I thought that was of the Carpenters.
Same name of the trail side killer. This guy has different demons.
Ooh, demons on him.
So David Allen Rayleigh was a security guard on duty when the girls arrived at the mansion. He was a chubby man with a full beard and the beginnings of a unibrow.
Ooh, wait. I gotta go to the bathroom real quick.
Need a little
You
time
said
out.
chubby man with a unibrow?
That's a weird introspection there.
That's the guy
of,
who lost against Mary McCheese.
He had a history of creeping young women out during his little tours that he gave. He told one woman how easy it would be to murder someone there and made others scream their lungs out in a walk-in safe so they would know that no one would hear them.
Oh shit!
Jesus.
That's a good employee. You
Yeah.
know, scream as loud as you can.
Well, I mean, I'm sure it makes people never want to go back there, so.
I guess if that was like his tactic, where he's like, oh,
Yeah.
you're trying to be creepy and spooky, this is fun, but then he's just like actually getting the thrill off this shit.
Yeah.
You should have been employed at a fucking bank. Don't go in there. I'm going to shut the door. And on that Saturday, Rayleigh agreed to give Grinzel and McKenna a tour as long as they parked their car where no one could see it.
Hey, can you burn your car real quick and then all your clothes, burn those too, and crawl in this dumpster.
Funny you should say that.
Uh-oh.
Sometimes the guards got sexual favors for doing this, he joked.
It's not, as a joke.
As a joke.
Ha ha ha.
Very funny.
Where's my hug? You know those guys?
Yeah.
That comes, you're ruining my story
Oh,
now.
I'm glad. Fuck
He
you.
does that a lot.
Fuck you.
By the end of the walkthrough, Rayleigh claimed he heard police dogs and demanded that the girls hide in the basement safe so they wouldn't get in trouble. The girls were hesitant, but he promised he wouldn't shut the door behind them. They relented and got in the safe. He slammed the thick metal door behind them.
I was gonna say I have a feeling of what's gonna happen. I said, I won't just get in there. I won't kill you. They're like, what? I didn't think you were.
Just do what I say, damn it.
Come on, this are sexual favors. Come on.
People will see you again, I swear.
Grinzel and McKenna sat in the dark safe for 5 minutes before they heard him again. Laurie! He called out in an eerie sing-song tone.
What the fuck was that? What is he doing?
I don't know. I must have done that wrong. Laurie!
But
that's more sing-song.
But he's yelling for them.
Yeah.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Is this just like a game he's playing outside there?
I think he was calling her out.
Oh, okay.
He said that he'd let them go if they took their clothes off. They stripped down to their underwear, only to be handcuffed and led to workroom.
Oh shit.
He's a liar. That's the first sign that he wasn't honorable.
If there's one thing I know about David Allen Rayleigh is that he's a liar.
He tied McKenna to the workbench and dragged Grinzel away. McKenna sat helpless as she heard the friends scream echoes throughout the bowels of the mansion.
Oh fuck.
After sexually assaulting both girls, Rayleigh promised to let them go. This promise was only as good as his previous one.
We know he's a liar.
Yep. Rayleigh beat Grinzel with his nightstick for several minutes. She somehow survived. He stabbed McKenna in the stomach. She fought back, so he stabbed her 34 more times.
What? Oh my god. No, that is like, we need to talk about that. That 34?
Well, 35.
Well, 34
Including the
more
first
times,
one,
more
yeah.
times,
Yeah.
But like Lizzie Borden, like we talked about the other day, she only did 15, 11 hits with a hatchet.
Can I tell you something? Personal experience, honest?
You can't go to jail for what you say on here.
When they look you in the eyes and you have a knife on them, they're always surprised when you actually put it in them, and then you can't just stop once. I can't just do one poke. It's got to be 5 or 9.
This would have been a lot better if you weren't his first person in this story.
You have hidden all the knives in the house, right?
No, I was actually told this by a friend of mine.
Wait, what? David Allen Rayleigh?
No, by another.
No, his brother.
No, by somebody who defended his mom.
He
He lives up in Oregon.
Yeah.
Maybe you know him.
Sure I do.
Uncle Tam? Jesus.
Okay, so anyway, getting back to the story. Before the end of the shift at 4 p.m., Rayleigh locked the women in the trunk of his 1973 Plymouth until his boss showed up to relieve him.
Ew,
The
what's
supervisor-
that? What's the boss doing? That's the sexual favors he was talking about?
No,
He was relieving him, right?
Best damn job I've ever had.
You got a promotion.
Yeah, I can handwrite with this thing.
Too far. Okay.
Okay, the supervisor didn't get there till 5:15. Rayleigh tutted his boss about being tardy, and then drove off with a trunk full of bloody teens.
Oh, fuck.
He drove for over an hour until he got out of his house in South San Jose and parked his car in the garage. Grinzel and McKenna were still alive. He gave them a sleeping bag to keep warm and warned them that his friend Bob would shoot them if they made a sound.
Okay,
So
first,
she's alive after 35 stabs?
that's my question. And also,
A real
why
small
is he
knife.
giving him a sleeping bag? And
Because
he's
when you lose that much blood, you get cold.
well, I'm not wondering why they're cold, but I'm wondering why all of a sudden he's just like, is that like the whole like I'm trying to be chivalristic because he really was like trying to get them, but then he was like a big old fat nerd with a unibrow.
No, it was a different situation. He had actually brought them to his house where he was going into the house to play Monopoly with his family.
Oh, you know that
Real
whole
family man.
You know that
Yeah,
wholesome
he was a
Monopoly game.
Yeah. Hey,
like,
look, I brought you some cheese dip.
They're
I
like,
usually stab people after Monopoly.
I stab him during Monopoly.
Yeah.
But you know, like when he landed, I'm like, and you go to jail. He's like, I ain't never going to fucking jail. And they're like, okay, you need to calm down, David. He's like, I'm sorry. It's just like I got a 2 on the dice, not 2 teens in my trunk.
I think he was going in to grab the iron from that little, the little Monopoly iron thing to beat him with.
He's like, you want a sizzle?
Yeah.
You want a cheeseburger? I'm Mary McCheese, baby.
And even though there was a threat of Bob taking him out, no friend Bob existed.
Makes sense.
They just kept quiet after an evening of watching TV and playing Monopoly with his sister like any normal night in the burbs. McKenna and Grizel faded out of consciousness as they slowly bled out in the trunk. Rayleigh went to check on them several times. His father and sister never got suspicious of what he was doing out there.
Oh, so it's his father and sister in there.
Yeah.
That makes a lot more sense. I thought he had like a family with like a wife and kids, but
Maybe he stabbed the mom too. Don't know.
she liked the mansion she showed up to.
Yeah. Well, she fell down a
Shoots and ladders game?
Let's
Let's play shoots and ladders. Like
fell down an elevator shaft onto 2 bullets.
Oh, yeah, that classic one.
The women were both alive when Rayleigh drove them out to the then rural stretch of Silver Creek Road and dumped them down a ravine. McKenna waited in the cold creek bed at the bottom of the drops for hours, fearing that Rayleigh was still stalking them nearby.
I wouldn't try to climb
It
up.
started to drizzle, and with her hands cut badly, she climbed up the muddy and trash-strewn embankment using her elbows. She made it to the top of the incline and laid at the top of the road. 3 cars passed without stopping. Finally, 2 men in a pickup truck stopped and called an ambulance. One of the men tried to hug McKenna. She did not want to be touched.
Oh, where's my hug?
Yeah.
That's him.
Yeah.
No, Jesus Christ.
Laurie McKenna survived her own murder. Jeannie Grinzel did not. She died on the operating table from 41.
Oh, my God. How did she...
That's Lizzie Borden?
Nope.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right. You're right with the song.
Took an axe.
You didn't listen to that episode.
I know I did, and I know there wasn't
That's
that
a
many.
false song.
Yeah.
I don't remember the song, and I was
Remember?
here.
Remember he's like...
I remember the song, but I couldn't.
You
say
argued
it.
that artists and musicians don't have to tell the truth because songs don't have to be completely honest, which I say phooey.
All right.
The saying was Lizzie Borden took an axe,
Gave her
him a father
40 whacks, and when she saw what she had done, she gave her mother 41 or father 41.
I think she did the mother first. I'm sorry.
Yeah, she killed the mom. It was like 8, and then the dad was like 11.
And so anyway, Rayleigh was sentenced to death in 1988. He exhausted the last of his appeals in 2014 and currently sits on San Quentin's death row.
He's in San Quentin?
Yeah.
He's still alive?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was only 88.
As a matter of fact, the guy who told me about the stabbing, that they're always surprised and you can't just stop after once.
Yeah.
He met him. He knew him. He was the guy who
This is your friend?
Yeah.
Good old, a Stabbers Anonymous meeting.
Yeah. It was. They like to say it's, punk piercing.
What? That's what they call it?
No. It's just good old Shiv.
Oh. I wonder if he got stabbed in prison yet. He's like, oh, that's what that fucking feels like.
Oh, that sucks.
That shit. I was doing that? Yeah.
No, actually, what's funny was he was in jail and he weighed about probably 400 pounds.
Oh, shit.
And he goes, you want to see my name? I got it. Want to see my name when I was in jail? And he lifts up his shirt, and he's got a big belly. I got a big belly. He's got a bigger belly. And it says Rhino. I looked at it, and he goes, yeah, because I always was, when 2 groups stood off, I was always the first one to charge them.
Oh
and I said, why does it say Gyno?
Did it?
No, it said Rhino,
okay.
but it was all kind of jumbled up.
It was all stretched.
Yeah, it was
Comic
stretched.
Sans stretched
And
out.
I should probably stop at about this point.
Yeah, you're going to
because-
start incriminating yourself with Rhino.
No. He already did it. He did 25 years for that.
Oh, my
So,
God.
and he was released, so.
Well, be careful around Rhino next time you see him.
He loves me enough to laugh at
Yeah,
that.
that's what they all say at first. And then he's
So-
like, I love you.
So thank you very much for letting me come and air my little story here.
Thank you,
great
but
story.
you're not off yet. You got to listen to this shit.
Yeah, you gotta listen to my piece of shit story I wrote 3 years
Okay.
ago.
So, David, now you're up.
All right, so I wanted to cover a monster from a land we don't talk a whole lot about, and that is Australia.
Oh, we don't. See, we don't cover a lot of their monsters.
Yeah. So hiding within the trees lurks a strange, small, red creature ready to latch on to any unfortunate soul who gets too close. This monster is known as many by the Yara-ma-yha-who. Yep.
I was gonna say that before you
Yeah,
took
you're
it words
very-
right out of my mouth.
Yeah, you're really familiar with the
Can you say it one more time?
It's a Yara-ma-yha-who.
Yara-ma-yha-who.
Yeah.
Okay, that's easier when you say it a little bit quicker.
And
Yeah.
that sing-songy part kind of disturbs me a little bit. Like, does that have anything to do with his temperament?
I would hope it's the sound it makes when it launches off of trees.
Yara-ma-yha-who.
Yeah, it's kind of like a Mario thing
It's like, oh, ooh, and like falls.
and kills you.
Okie dokie.
So the Yara-ma-yha-who is a pint-sized monster, but don't let his size fool you. The creature resembles a little red frog-like man, about 4 feet tall, with red skin and red hair.
Oh, so we got a frogman on our hands.
A little bit,
Okay.
just a little bit. A little,
I could show you one of those.
yeah, I think I'm sitting across from one.
Ribbit, ribbit.
Rubbing.
So one of the many characteristics that resembles the frog is the size of its monstrous mouth. And that mouth bears no teeth, but like a snake, it can unhinge its jaw for a bigger gulp.
Oh, Are you trying to scare me?
Maybe.
This is the horniest monster I've ever heard. No teeth, and it can make its mouth bigger?
Sign you up.
I don't need no Eris. I just need a tiny frogman.
The Yara-ma-yha-who also has suckers on the tips of its fingers. Also kind of a bit like a frog, you know?
Suckers.
But unlike a frog, these suckers are not made for climbing, but are used to suck the blood out of its victims.
Whoa, I don't like this anymore.
The suckers are?
Yeah,
That's incredible.
yeah. So this creature is from the Aboriginal mythology and has been waiting in the Aussie trees for a long time. It's believed this creature completely survives off the hunger for blood. But we've said this at the beginning of the podcast. Which blood is the sweetest of all the blood?
Oh my God! This is a callback to like episode 3.
Yeah. So which
Do you
blood
know
is
what?
it?
Do you know what blood is the best blood?
Which blood do you just gotta get your hands on?
Women's blood?
You've been hanging out with Rhino too much. No, of course. One.
Human?
1, 2, 3. Youngblood. Youngblood is
What the hell is that?
It's young blood. It's the
Oh.
blood of the young.
Oh, that's not
That
good.
that youthful blood that doesn't have those hamburgers.
So we had the watcher of like New Jersey, and he was the guy that stocked this house, and he would constantly say, "I want the young blood. Bring out the children." He would leave letters in this mailbox of this house and say, "I want the children. I see them playing. I want the young blood." And young blood is all he talked about. That's all.
Give
he
me that
loved.
young blood.
That's all he loved. He just wants some young blood.
Oh, he should go through garbage cans.
Why?
What's up a garbage can?
What kind of garbage? Stop hanging out with Rhino, man. Can't go through garbage cans no more.
So yeah, children are typically the biggest targets for these bloodsuckers. So like I said before, these creatures are said to inhabit mostly fig trees,
Oh,
which I
okay.
guess are really big in Australia. I don't know.
I didn't know there's a lot of figs in Australia.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Huh.
So when they're hiding up in the fig trees, they're usually sleeping or hibernating during the night.
Oh, they're day killers.
Yeah, so
they're
that makes
day strikers.
That makes them a little more different than the usual like monsters that they thrive in the daylight.
I like how we're like they hibernate at night. You're like that's. I feel like when you're hibernating at night, you're just sleeping.
Yeah, I don't know why it's worded like that. I didn't. I mean, that's just from what I was basing this off
They're
of.
just trying to sound smarter. They're
Yeah.
taking a sleep.
Yeah, National Geographic, whatever.
Does he tape candy in a tree outside his house?
Well, I think what it is I think kids just like eating figs, and so it's an easy thing. People eat figs off the ground, I think, and
And it like comes down there because those are sweet. You just
Yeah.
pick you know what I was always thinking of that I still don't know what it is. You know, Kookaburra sits in the old gum tree. What is a gum tree? And is there gum in there?
no.
Okay.
I used to know what a gum tree was. Now I can't remember what it is.
Kind of fucked up my childhood. I thought it was like a bazooka bubblegum tree, you know? That's where a monster would live if it tried to get me.
You might be able to like take the gum from its bark, the bark of it.
Oh, like, yeah, it's like something where you could extract something. Because,
Kinda like
I
sap.
always thought what a gum tree was, but fig tree's a close second. I'd definitely go for a fig right about now.
Yeah. All right.
You guys aren't any figs. All talking about figs. Get me excited.
But so yeah, during the day the creature is out for blood and wanting and waiting for anybody to stop below its tree. According to the tales, it is believed that you can escape the attack of the Yara-ma-yha-who by playing dead. You know why?
Oh, it doesn't like dead blood.
Nope. Yeah, I mean yes. I'm agreeing. No, it doesn't like dead blood.
Oh, okay.
So it's only interested in the blood of a living being.
Oh, because they know about coagulation.
Yep, they don't want none of that.
Yeah, I'm more of a smoothie guy. I'll skip on the gelatin.
Yep. So what does this monster do if it gets you?
Well, we know that has the sucker fingers, right? But they got no teeth in the mouth, so that's interesting.
Well, I'm thinking about like a turkey vulture that's going to go through your soft tissue.
Yeah.
You're gonna go for
your
that
bottom,
neck?
your bottom or your eyes.
Yeah.
Oh, God, that's so disturbing to think about sucking blood. There's not a lot of blood in the eyes. They got to go for the main arteries.
No,
Gotta
they
go for
shove
that neck.
they shove their head right inside your whole body.
That's why when you see them, they're always covered like from the top of their head to their neck in blood.
Children?
Yeah, children. The children.
You know all the children running around covered in blood.
Come here, children.
So it's said that it would latch onto your torso, disable you, and drain you with its hands and feet.
Oh, so it's got some on its toes, too.
Yeah.
See, it's God fucked that creature up. It was like, I'm going to give you a big-ass mouth, no teeth.
Yeah.
It's all on your fingers and toes.
Well, after the long process of draining you, it starts to consume you.
It does the old unhinged boa constrictor or python. What is it? What's the one that like swallows the whole crocodiles?
That's boa constrictor, I
Is
think.
that the big one?
Or is it
Like-
an anaconda?
Anaconda, that's what
Well,
it
a
is.
python can do it as
Yeah.
well.
J-Lo made it.
Yeah, she did. Was Ice Cube in that?
I
No,
think he
LL
was.
Cool J.
Ice-T or Ice Cube?
It was LL Cool J.
No, that was in Deep Blue Sea.
He was in both.
Oh, fuck.
I was more of a John Voight guy.
Yeah.
Was he in that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I gotta watch that now.
So the reason why I said it's a long process of it consuming you is once it takes your bloodless body into its mouth,
Yes.
it will regurgitate you, then consume you whole again, and then regurgitate you and swallow you whole again until it has drained you from every drop of blood.
Is that kind of like what cows do when they like chew on? They have 4 stomachs, right? What's it called, chud or something?
No, that's kind of like a spider.
Don't they throw up in their mouths and they keep chewing it or something?
That's cud.
Yeah, cud.
Okay.
Kind of similar,
But that
right?
makes milk.
Yum.
Well, we never saw what comes out of the Yara-ma-yha-who.
Yeah.
We might get
So,
some milk and strawberry milk.
No, you get something different when it's doing its whole process. So it's not entirely bad. It's not like you're completely dead after all this, and this is where the comparison to vampires comes from.
Okay, so you have no blood in your body,
okay.
but you're not dead yet.
So he must. You know what merconium is?
That's fake diamonds?
No, merconium. No,
cubic zirconium.
Merconium is. Merconium is the first bowel movement of the infant.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
It's,
I don't know what that has to
The
do.
fluid.
I wear that on a chain.
It would be very rich in nutrients and, like the placenta, edible and full of vitamins.
You gotta stop hanging out with Rhino.
I think he's hanging out with cats. So it's believed that after they've drained you of all your blood, your transformation would start, and you'd become a fig tree dwelling Yara-ma-yha-who, joining their army.
I thought they were gonna become a fig tree, which is a lot cooler.
That's
in
why
my
there's so
opinion.
many goddamn fig trees.
That would be a cool little lore thing, though.
Yeah.
You become the fig tree. But here's the thing: they're pint-sized, right? And a
They're about
child
your
is
size.
a child. And a child is small, so I guess that would make sense that they would, become a Yara-ma-yha-who. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's probably also the fact that it's harder to swallow a 6-foot man than a 4-foot child.
Yeah, true.
What about, do they eat figs as well? Because
Nope.
the figs, along with the rich nutrients of the blood, would make for a very,
A great meal.
well, and plus it would grow fig trees like crazy.
Yeah. No, I believe I think they just sit in fig trees because it's a usual people tend to pick figs,
Yeah.
and so I think it's probably a regional thing that's like it's like an apple tree. People are out picking them, so it's a good place to
I would
hop
love
out
to
of.
see. They've all tried a fig. I don't like it. I want a young blood, but I'll settle for this half a fig right here. That's what they sound like. You know that?
I didn't.
Oh, look at them kids over there. Are they? Wait, they're Australian, right?
Yeah.
No, the Aborigine.
Hi, look at them kids. So bad.
What the
No,
hell?
they have this. They have the British accent, but it's. Why did they get that? Because they were one of the last one of
Of
the
the
last
Mohicans.
No, one of the last groups of people that was discovered on Earth.
Yeah.
So how did they become English?
Oh, you don't know that? They cleared out all the prisons in England and they put them on Australia. You actually not know that? That's what they did. They had
I thought it was Ireland.
No, they had overpopulation in the prison system in England, and they didn't know what to do with all the prisoners, so they put them on a boat and they brought them over to Australia, and they said, "You live here now. You can work and form a society and stuff." That's why they sound like more rugged Brits. The whole society
I
was
always
filled
thought it was
about
Irish.
convicts. No, it's no. And then I don't really know how much of the history goes past that, but I read that and I watched a documentary and they always talk about that, and it's like a very common thing for Australians.
Very
So,
good.
Yep.
Interesting, right?
Yeah.
You taught me something.
And we all know that what was the one thing lurking deep in the prison?
Rhino.
Other than
It's gyno.
Paul Giamatti in a rhino costume? No,
Oh, yeah.
no. Say it, David. I want to hear you say it because I can't say it. What was lurking deep in there that got transported over to, Australia? A Yara-ma-yha-who.
Oh, you're talking about the to pull it back up. 'cause
I have to
closed it.
write this description later
Yeah.
because I can't. There's no way I'm gonna figure this out.
The Yara-ma-yha-who.
Yeah. So that was
Which honestly,
possibly.
I could have spelt it differently here too, so I'm gonna have to look it up. Sometimes when I deal with words like this, I'll spell it how it sounds, so I don't fuck it up later.
Yeah,
I've been doing that lately. I think it's working.
Phonetically.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Did you know that kangaroos aren't indigenous to Australia? They came from another
Oh, Planet
continent.
X.
Yeah.
Planet X.
No, not Planet X. Uranus.
That's interesting. I don't know where they are.
No, but they did well once they got there and
Couldn't get rid of them.
Start kicking ass and
Flourish,
taking
yeah.
names.
Yeah.
yeah.
That makes
Stuffing
sense.
babies in their little pouch.
Joey's, as
No,
they call
no.
them.
You know what? They're both androgynous. They're both male and female. Mm-hmm. And they always have a baby, a little wiggle worm inside that pouch.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
So they're always pregnant or with child.
Interesting. Huh.
There's
Well, I
some
gotta go to
strange
Australia. Go get me a kangaroo and go check. Reach my hand in that
It's like
pouch.
a huge pupae.
Yeah, whatever you say. You gotta stop hanging out with Rhino. Anyway, I think that's our episode for today. So
Yep.
we want to say thank you guys for tuning in, and we love telling you these stories, and we love it when you listen. And we do have merch. We do have mugs, and we do have social media. So you go check out all that social media, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. We're trying to be more active on all that, but you know us, we don't really do that. But go check it out. Go follow us on Instagram. That's where we're the most active. And you could rate, review, and subscribe to us as well on Apple Podcasts, and we'd really appreciate that because that's how we get seen by the masses. And I also want to say thank you, Papa Kit
Thank you, Papa.
Harrington, for stopping by and telling us the story of what you and Rhino did. We know what you did. You gonna say something?
Yeah, I'm gonna say good night, gyno, wherever you are.
And David, what else? What else do we got?
We've got Carl Weathers Weather Channel.
Wow.
Yeah.
We got Rhino's underwear.
Ooh, I don't think anybody's gonna be buying that.
What else we got, Papa? Lean into the mic. Tell the people what we got. Anything that comes to mind. What do we got here? What are we selling in the merch shop today?
Gary the doll.
We're not selling him.
God
Why
damn
would
it.
you do that?
Gary, it's okay.
Gary, we're not selling you. You know, you guys are out there trying to get your hands on Gare Bear. You're not getting him.
Nope. We've got a unicycle motorcycle. It's a hard thing to say.
We got a Duncan Butterfly yo-yo, and the string is stuck so hard on your finger that it's now purple, and you can't get it off. Your mom has to come cut it off your finger.
What about a Chinese finger lock?
I think we've sold that in the store before.
I think
That's
we
a
have.
good one.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
one.
They fly. People love those.
We've got.
Oh, yeah, you got stuck in it with your mother-in-law.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
It might help David Rayleigh with
the handcuffs?
yeah.
Yeah, those are harder to get out of, the handcuffs. Everybody knows that.
Much more biodegradable.
Okay, let's go one more. What do you got?
I've got Gru from Despicable Me's wedding video.
Did you write these down?
No.
These are disturbing beyond belief.
Can I see that one?
Nope. You got to pay for it.
We have a jamfish. It's the brother to a jellyfish.
I wasn't sure if you're talking about like Jam the Fruit or if he was like rocking out.
No, it's
All right.
jamfish. It's like a jellyfish, but it's got seeds in it. And one more. What do we got?
You can't
Lean in. You better lean into that mic. Tell us what we got.
some cheese.
That's good. I love it. Simple, classic. We love
It's a
it.
good go-to. That's
It's-
a classic ender.
A smoked Havarti.
Oh, there we
Oh,
go.
yeah,
That's
a
a
little
good
more,
one.
yeah.
We had cheese on the last episode too. Swiss with no holes.
Yep.
Anyway, David, you got anything to say?
Boy, check your parachutes before jumping.
And don't forget to stay strange.